good skills doing that.
Yeah.
Like how to communicate with people,
For sure.
how to motivate them, get results from them.
Yeah.
It's a good skill to have, and doing it at 15 is pretty cool. But how do you do that when you were at school at the same time?
After school. Yeah. No, I've always been a workhorse. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, yeah, the workhorse stuff, that's never been an issue. So that led me into, I'm watching all these fitness influencers and I'm like, yo, you know what? Why don't I just pick up a camera and just start vlogging my life? Like start making videos, and you know, they would get like 13 views, but I didn't really care because it felt like someone I could talk to. Because as I said, back then, the self-development stuff, it wasn't cool. You were legitimately lame. You were an outcast. In school, I was a full outcast. I was lame. Like everyone laughed at me. And
the acne was very strong as well.
Acne was also very strong. Yeah. It's rough. It was probably like fucking all the protein shakes. Because you know how the diet is back then. Diet's like stuffing as many carbs as you can, dirty ramen. I remember Tesco used to have you could buy 3 packs of Reese's cups. So 3 packs, 9 Reese's cups for £1.20. Like all I viewed food back then was just calories. Yeah, I didn't give a shit. Micronutrient, macro, I didn't give a shit. Like just calories. Because also I have Russian genetics, so like I'll be very honest. I'm one of those people I can eat anything, nothing changes. Like I will not gain fat. It just doesn't happen for me.
That cheap protein powder will mess you up as well.
Bro, it fucks you. Your bowels, your skin, everything, bro. Yeah.
So at what point did you decide, oh, well, this is fun, but this is not for me?
So I was doing that. I had a YouTube and I was kind of honing in my craft of photo, video. And then from there, I just started reaching out to people and saying, yo, I'll give you a free video shoot. I'll make a little video for you. I'll do a photo shoot, stuff like that. And then that's how I started getting some photo video clients until the day where one business was like, can you do this for us? Like long term. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, could you like manage our social media and like create content and post it and grow it? I was like, yeah, sure. And I sent out my first quote, which was, I was so scared to do. First of all, I charged weekly because I thought that might sound cheaper. And I also I was too scared to charge £100 a week. So I charged £95 a week. Smart. Yeah. They didn't see through that at all. Well, actually, I guess they didn't because they ended up signing. And that was my first client. That was in August of 2016.
Was it a thing back then? Social media management and marketing?
Yeah, I remember back in that year, I think 2017, it started to become a thing. But when I did it, like I didn't view it as like, oh, I have a social media marketing agency or whatever. Like for me, it was just because it wasn't really that. I was just a service provider. That's it. Like at the end of the day, if you can call yourself a business owner and this and that, but if you are a solopreneur, you're just a glorified contractor. And by the way, there is nothing wrong with that. You can easily make 10, 15, 20 grand a month as a glorified contractor, but you just can't really call yourself a business owner. You know, you can't call yourself an agency. There's no agency. It's just you, you know, but didn't matter. You know, I started my agency at that point. And
so you had that first client. Did you start taking on more people? And
I tried for 7 months. Nothing worked.
Really?
No clients for 7 months.
So you just had one?
I had one client, 380 pounds a month. And if you took the amount of time that I was actually working, or what I was getting paid divided by the amount of time that I was working below minimum wage. I was doing 30 Instagram posts, 30 Facebook posts, all unique. 30 Instagram posts, 30 Facebook posts, and also managing their Snapchat, which meant I had to physically be there.
What a great deal for that.
Tell me about it. And then the next client I signed a client 7 months later. And it's so crazy because it's, I guess, come so full circle with them. The next client I signed was Gemflow.
Oh, yeah.
So I signed them and that was £1,900 a month.
How did you wing that? That's pretty good.
I don't know.
Genflow, my first introduction to Genflow was the athlete app.
Really?
That was the first platform where I could host my programs in an app form. So when I started working with them, like that was, for me, it was a very good moneymaker because you could just scale it. I had no idea Genflow was.
That was my first client, or my first big client. And then 2 days later, I signed 3 days later, I signed another client for 1,500. And then the next client, I think, was 750 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how life goes. When it rains. At this
point, you're not doing that all by yourself.
All by myself.
Really?
All by myself, yeah.
How old are you?
17.
Okay, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Fuck you, school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got work to do.
Well, no, at that point, I said it was like $5,000 a month or 5.5, something like that. And that's fine, but that's not like drop out of school territory. Fine. I think the point at which I dropped out of school, I was making 15-20 a month, but that was also 6 weeks later.
Yeah.
Like the things in life, when it rains, it pours. Yeah. And that goes both ways. When things are shit, they're usually very shit. Mm-hmm. And when things are shit, it's not one thing. It's usually multiple things stacked on top of each other. Mm-hmm. And when things are good, you're on top of the world because usually multiple good things happen in a row. And yeah, that 7-month drought period for me I think it's very funny. And I get accused sometimes. People are like, oh, he's telling people get rich quick and this and that. And sometimes I sit here and I wonder to myself, are you listening to anything I'm saying? Like, do you actually even listen to anything that comes out of my mouth? Because all I've done over the years is try to tell people, hey, it's going to be slow, but what's your fucking other option?
Yeah.
And the main cancer in life right now, and the main cancer in the world is social media. Because the thing is, in that 7-month window, I wasn't watching, like there wasn't really that content back then. I wasn't watching kids signing clients and making 10 grand a month or 20 grand. Like there was no comparison. Yeah, I didn't feel any shame. I was like, yo, I'm making 400 pounds a month. This is sick. I'm trying for more. Mm-hmm. I was so happy with myself. I was so proud of myself. Like you're doing something, and it may not be, I didn't give a shit what someone else was doing. I was just proud of myself. Mm-hmm. And by the time the thing scaled up, it was the reason I didn't quit in that 7 months is because I didn't look around. I just looked at myself and I realized, listen, I got to be patient. This stuff takes time. This stuff takes time to learn these skills. And also, what's my fucking other option?
Yeah, imagine if you'd given up and be like, oh, I'll just stick to personal training.
Yeah. Would have been